Сцены. Hello, my fellow haters. Five
Hey
minutes,
guys.
5 minutes late, but that's okay. How are you
You
doing?
know what? You know why we're 5 minutes late? Because the title of this episode is called "Shit Gets Worse." So in the best tradition of shit is getting worse, we're sorry, I actually had you in a tab. So yeah, just what I was saying. In the best traditions of shit getting worse, it was getting worse because we're even like later out today. So there we are. But anyways, it's all solved. Thank you everyone for waiting. Sorry, we had a bit of a technical issues. And to be fair,
Yeah,
it was my technical issues, but you know.
no, no problem. And guys, I do read your comments, and I know that it's super quiet. So now I have a mic. It's right here. So now sound should be good, and stop complaining
Just
about
wait
it.
until he releases his next album, guys, and then you're gonna start regretting it.
Hey, I already have a name. Haters gonna hate.
Haters
Uh,
gonna... Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, you know this guy that wrote Gangsta Paradise, Coolio, I think his
Coolio,
name.
yes.
Yeah, he's that. So actually the spot is free. You might as well like start rapping in your free time. You know, exactly.
Have you been
Thank
on his concert?
no, I haven't. I haven't. Have
I, I,
you?
I've been once, and I got like super drunk before it, so I was late for like an hour, and I came like, and it was like opening of snowboarding season, and he was on a concert of opening, and I was late like more than an hour, so I came 15 minutes before end of the concert, and just before the start of Against the Paradise. So I was like, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah. No,
Like,
definitely you didn't. Because you know, we were actually like within the group of my friends, we were actually talking about what were the other tracks that he's ever made, and apparently we
he
couldn't
did.
name a single one, right? Apart from Gangsta's Paradise. And apparently like we realized that probably in the US there was like one or two hits that have boomed, but other than that it was mostly about Gangsta
Yeah, it's
Paradise,
Against
which
the Paradise, but when you do like Against the Paradise songs, it's just totally enough. Like, stop right there.
yeah. True, but it actually, you see, like this big spike, it could be like both a good and a bad thing because it's not cool, right? To be like to make a career, to be the one song man career.
Yeah,
Uh,
but like it depends. It depends on the side you're watching from. As a like regular guy, you say, he has just like one song and that's it. But hey, come on, go and do such a song that like everyone in the world knows this song. So it's
well,
already
but that's
like
what happened
pretty
to
good.
Call Me Maybe, you know?
Huh?
That's like the only thing people know Call Me Maybe for, or like whoever the singer was. You see, I
I
don't
don't
even
know.
know the singer.
But I know this song. It's I know this song, but I have no
It's
idea who's
utterly
this.
annoying, huh? Like it gets into your head. It's just like
Yeah, that's
stuck
true.
forever.
But I never listen to radio. I listen to my Spotify of the songs written before 2010, and that's none of my problem. Please call me maybe.
I thought you were I thought you were like one of these guys that were just about to show off that he only listens to audiobooks and is being smart and productive in his car.
Never listens to audiobooks because like what the hell, I can't concentrate on them. I like music like as a vibe, but I prefer reading, not listening. I don't know why, because like in my imagination I see the scene, I see like their voices and everything what is happening, so I can imagine basically the idea. But when I'm listening to it, it's something like blah 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 on the background, and that's it. I once tried to listen on to a podcast in my car, but it doesn't work. I need some like really energizing music because I drive uh, pretty recklessly, and
Which disclaimer you guys or no one should ever do. So just like let
yes,
because we have an audience listening, so just
yeah, that's
it's
totally true.
unfollow this advice.
But if I'm driving like less than 130, 140 kilometers per hour, I'm just getting bored, and for me it's hard to focus on a road because like nothing is happening. If I'm driving 150 and
Favor
above,
number two, he's only driving on a highway, and that's
yeah, yeah,
there
yeah,
is nowhere in the city does that clearly. Just
yeah,
so no one heard this.
not in the city center.
No.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's not a good thing about me. Yeah, you shouldn't do like this. It's a bad thing to do. But if you do it like this, you need some good music, not an audiobook. It doesn't help. You won't listen to it anyway. So yeah, hi guys, and as usual, please write where you're from, which country, which city. We really want to know, and it's not just the words, because like for us to understand how to move this project further, how can we make it better for you? For us, it's important to know where you're from, basically what region, because I traveled a lot. I have like 62 countries on my list I visited already, and I know that like different nations, different cultures, that's a logic, but it really differs a lot. So we really want to know. So write it us in the chat. Philippines, Uganda, we know that you are with us. Canada, Austria also. But who else? Write it here. I read, Nastya reads. And guys, like when I asked who's your favorite co-host, you named, like just one of you named Sophia, and that's it. I was like 100% sure you will guess Nastya from first try, but...
Well, it's because I was here more often, but like I totally get it. Maybe it was Sophia who wrote the comment. You never know.
Yeah, India is us. India. Hi. I've never been to India. I really want to go, but I'm so afraid of insects. Like I don't like insects, especially these like huge cockroaches, like this. I don't know. I've been told you have a lot of them in India. Indonesia even more. Okay.
Just about to ask. What are you implying? What is that comment?
Yeah,
okay.
Like that's the thing. In Ukraine, there is no way you see a cockroach on the street. But for example, I've been a lot of in Vietnam, and I've been walking the street in Hanoi, and I saw a small like how to call it, like some candles just on the street, and I decided to do a photo of it, and I turned on the flashlight on my phone, and it was like, I don't know, 200-300 of cockroaches just around it, and I was so like I panicked for a second, and local guys was just having fun from me, like cockroaches, like it's the usual thing. But we have like
no one likes mosquitoes. Actually, we should probably do some sort of a voting about mosquitoes or something like that, because it's a thing that everyone hates. Like it's an actual yeah.
Yeah, mosquitoes are pretty annoying, especially in Brazil and like in general South America when they have the Zika virus. So basically, if mosquito bites you, like regular mosquito bite, you can't have kids anymore. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, this is pretty serious.
I mean, it sounds pretty serious, but you see, like, maybe that's how we fight overpopulation. I don't know. I don't know. Let's try to find positive sides of it. I don't know. But
less people, less problems. Yeah, that's what you want to say.
I'm not okay. So I'm not saying exactly that. So don't quote me on that, because I never said that. But let's try to see positive.
You know why in Germany no one is catching taxi with a hand? Because if they would do, it would look like this.
Okay.
Right.
So dark humor episode, guys. Please don't mind us if you're not a fan of a dark humor.
We like it. Have you seen our rats? Like basically that's what we do. That's inside us. Like my favorite jokes is like super racist. I'm not a racist guy. I'm totally fine with everyone. Like really, I have so many friends of so many different colors, and I'm like, I really vote for women. I think that women can do even better than men in many things. But I like racist and jokes and so on. Like my favorite joke You know why Jewish people have such big noses? Because air is free.
Okay, in
Okay,
case
let's
we
move on.
go like, in case people start hating us in this episode, which
That's
is
what we
totally
want.
fair, by the
Community
way.
of haters.
Yeah. Yeah,
Go,
like,
go, hate.
you guys go. Like, we totally deserve it. It's all good. Like, today is the day. If
Yeah.
you've ever been holding like a grudge or something, or you need to release that energy somewhere, please do it.
We're here for you.
Keep for our actual topic today, because today's topic is very important. And
that's true.
just to remind you that we are here to talk about the political unrests in Iran and Afghanistan. Many of you have probably seen the news, because if you haven't, you probably, I don't know, live somewhere in under the rock, for instance, because I don't know how you couldn't hear about it.
Yeah, but
So I'll just like briefly explain what's happening in Iran, what's happening in Afghanistan. In Iran, the protests have continued, and there have been like violent clashes in the streets.
sorry, like 76 people died. 76. In Ukraine, we did revolution with like 80 people died. They already have 76. It's like, oh my God, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. Exactly. Are you okay? Sorry, my dog was just like dying.
He's so cute.
Thank you, but he was just, yeah. Anyways, the protests have been sparked by the death of a woman who was held in a police custody for like not wearing a headscarf. So
no, sorry, she was wearing it, but she was like wearing it wrong, and they saw her hair, and that was the reason. So she did have this hijab, but she just wear it not in a way police would like.
Okay, you got me on a technicality. Are you happy now?
Yeah. I feel much better.
Perfect. Cool.
Sorry.
Then let's continue. No, that's fine. So the funny thing, I mean, not funny, it's actually really sad, that the unrest came in the same week that Iranian president spoke at the United Nations General Assembly, and he spoke about the protests, but focused more attention on criticizing the West and discussing the potential for a nuclear agreement, which even got worse inside a country after all. So that was my brief description. Maybe Yaroslav has a bit more to tell you, because you guys have been also discussing it during the live stream on Wednesday, which is called Haze-Planning.
Yeah, we had a stream on Wednesday, so now I know like everything, except the name of the lady. I already forgot it. I mean, I'm really bad with the names. Sorry, like that's my thing. I start remembering the name of a person just only like after 2 weeks communicating with this person at least like couple times a week. So yeah, that's my problem. Maybe we'll Nastya find it better, but I do remember the numbers.
Yeah, her name was Hadith. Am I correct? Hadith?
No.
No.
I mean, okay. Like while Nastya is looking, I will continue.
Yeah, her name is Hadith Nayafi. Nayafi, I think.
I guess no. Like yeah, you see, we wanna hate the government for killing a lady, but we can't even remember her name.
Which is pretty like the world in a nutshell, right?
Yeah, but her name was I think I found it. She's 22-year-old Kurdish girl, and yeah, I knew it, Mrs. Amini. So yeah, her second name is Amini, but her name is what the hell? Mahsa Amini. Okay. Mahsa Amini. Perfect. Yeah, she's 22-year-old, so like basically nothing. Like I was just a kid when I was 22-year-old, and she was in prison for 3 days. And these police guys, like after 3 days of imprisonment, she just went to coma. And police guys just said, "Oh, you know, she has just a weak heart." Like what a bullshit! Like it's bullshit, and it's disrespect to her parents, friends, and everyone, basically all the people. Like, how can you say that? And now the protest is really going in 80 cities. 80. It's like a small country. 80 cities of Iran. Protest is going, and 76 people killed, and a lot of women killed, and it's just crazy. I have a dog and a cat, and I really like animals. Take him to the stream. So yeah, and it's a big problem, because like, come on, I know that they are Islamic, they are radical, and that's their thing, but we're living in 2022, and it's like it's total nonsense. For example, like Russia attacks Ukraine. It's 21st century. People want to think like, we want to go to Mars. We want to have a pickup which can dive into the water, which Elon Musk built. We want to go back to the moon, build cold fusion reactors, and all this shit. Not to attack a different country, and not to kill a lady because she is wearing part of her wardrobe wrong. It's like, for me, I can't understand it. And as I said on Wednesday, in 70s, Iran was just a regular country developing, implementing what they liked from a Western culture, having their own culture. It's like, it's Persian. Iran is Persia. It's one of the most Asian countries in the world. And they had their way. And then at one moment, they decided, okay, we stop here and we go to radical Islam and we prohibit everything. And right thing Sofia said on our stream on Wednesday, the thing about Quran says not just women should wear hijab in a way police likes. No, it says women should wear something not to attract like extra attention and so on, but also men should.
So like, what word by word, Quran says the woman should not display her beauty, but
Yeah.
when you translate it as display your beauty, it could be man, like it could mean 100 different things, right? Like if you display a
100%.
beauty by acting too attractively, or like to to cleanse you or whatever, like a woman should not display her beauty. Like it doesn't say anything about how exactly she should not do it. So it could be interpreted in so many other ways, but fair enough, like it was interpreted as the woman should cover her head, but then is it worth the matter?
Yeah, that's the thing. And also, I don't know, I didn't read Quran, sorry, but as Sofia said, and I did read Bible. I'm atheist, but I did read Bible, like I was interested why so many people believe in this imagined friend. But as Sofia says in Quran, it also says that men also should wear some like simple clothes and don't attract unneeded attention. But man doesn't care. So basically they built like crazy patriarchate, saying that, oh, it's Islam. It's just Islam. It's not just men like having all of the power over women in Iran. And I'm really sorry for Iran that they went in this way. But now they have a chance. And I believe that if you are brave enough, if you have enough of support, I don't mean like weapons. In Ukraine, yes, we fight a big country. We need all this like rocket systems, airplanes, tanks, and all. But when you're doing a revolution, you don't need all that weaponry, because you have a crowd, you have numbers. When they have like, I don't know, 100,000 people in police department, you have 7 million people going on the streets. But what do they need? It's support. I've been a part of Ukrainian revolution in 2004 and 2008 and 2014. And basically what supported us a lot when we was reading the news, and there was a news like, people in Europe support Ukraine, people in Southeastern Asia support Ukraine. And I was like, yeah, we do it. Like, everyone support us. We're doing the right thing. We should go further and we should win. And that's the thing. So by hating these assholes who is doing such a thing with their women in Iran and also men, honestly saying, with this radical Islam, by supporting them, you help them a lot. So it's I can't see any better way you can hate someone and say that he's a dickhead and doing some terrible things, and same time help like 100,000 people.
Yeah, I think what we should also not forget in this case, although I'm myself agnostic, I don't belong to any religion whatsoever, but I think what we should also remember is that it's not the religion per se that we're blaming in this situation, in this case. It's the political government, or the government, or whoever it is, the police that we're blaming. Right. Because, I mean, we could like, we don't have any intention to offend anyone who believes, right? We don't have any intention to offend something that is sacral to you.
Yeah, that's totally true.
What we think is not right is exploiting someone's belief to build rules that are unhuman and impose them on people to the point that they end up dead.
I totally agree. Basically, like all these countries, like basically country as a system, why we build it? We build it for one purpose, to serve its people. Because it works better when you decide, you and you, I will pay you, and you take care that I have water, I have heat in my apartment, I have everything, and I pay taxes, so you have some money to do everything for me. And basically, the purpose of government is to serve their people. And our politicians start to forget about it. Like, really, it becomes a big problem worldwide.
Yeah, because it becomes the exact opposite, right?
Yeah.
Like, people serve the government instead, which is a big problem.
It's a huge problem. And when the government like goes totally nuts, as these Islamic guys, you see the results. And basically, such things happen in most of the countries. Like, you can count by like two hands the countries with like really working democracy, when people really choose their government, and still like 70% of them really like, I want to say infected, but influenced by the advertisement and the money politicians have to make them choose them once again. And that's the problem. And like, but that's the thing. People shouldn't forget that they are ruling. They paying to all these politicians, police, and everyone. And that's the thing. That's the way we won in Ukraine. Because in Ukraine, we never forgot about it. When police guy was like totally going crazy, Ukrainians, instead of saying, okay, I surrender, was saying, what the hell, you can't. We are the people here. We are paying you taxes. No, listen to me. Like this African-American lady says. No. And
Girl,
and it works.
Hold my hopes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
And that's the way people should act. So politicians should be afraid of them, because basically people, they are the power who is voting and selecting them to represent them. And if they're doing their job wrong and people are not happy, you go out to the streets and you say, hey, go away.
True. So this is basically why we hate why we think we should hate the Iranian government.
Yeah.
The other part of our hate is actually the Afghani government.
I wouldn't say the government. Taliban terrorists.
Well, but they are right now functioning as a
Taliban
government.
terrorists acting as a government.
Well, yeah. So whatever we got, right?
I'm really sorry. I see Arvinda Jesus. I bet she is from South America. Says, fight for our right. Yeah, you remember the song of Beastie Boys? I really like Beastie Boys.
No.
Yeah. Fight for our right.
I'll make sure to listen to it right after.
Yeah, listen to it.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do. I do. Perfect. Thank you.
So cool. Okay, back to Afghani. Yeah, so basically terrorists took the power in a country, and now they rule it. And can you imagine how cool is it to live in a country ruled by terrorists? What does he know about utilities, water in your building, or like clean streets
Yeah,
or police? It's like
but I
terrorists
mean,
with guns.
I it's been happening for like what 20, 20, 30 years now, right? It's
It
just that
while
last year it got a lot worse when the US
uh,
left Afghanistan.
I would disagree. Why U.S. Army was there? Yes, like their government was weak and it was like totally ruled by U.S. But still, it was some institutions, and they acted as institutions and they worked for the people in some way. But when U.S. Army left, like all of them also like hid it, left to other countries and so on. So now just like
No, but it's just like the only reason I'm bringing this up is because one of my close friends, she's a daughter of a refugee who ran from Afghanistan. What happened there is that the Taliban has overthrown the king that they had, and like her grandpa was the doctor of the royal family, so
oh
technically they were the next ones to be shot, like right after the
yeah
royals, right?
understand.
So basically, when her mother talks about the life in Afghanistan and what it was like before they overthrown the king, it was completely different. It was women were, having all the freedom. There was, all this. There was education, rights, voice, healthcare, like everything, everything, everything. The joint, like the common understanding of what Afghanistan is like and how it's like, I don't know, poor and like whatever it is, like it's all not true. They actually had a very vibrant life, especially
Oh
women.
yeah,
So the
they used to
most
have.
like, yeah, of course. So the story that I remembered the most was that when her mother was running away, she was wearing like these big red cowboy boots with a huge heel, like the
Oh my god.
super thick ones. And then as she was running, they were trying to shoot them. So one of the bullets, it flew right by her boot, and she even has like a fire stain on the boot, right, because it
Oh
was
my
flying
god.
so that was her memory of how this openness and freedom for women, as soon as the Taliban came, was completely broken. So for the next 20 to like 30, I'm sorry, I'm really bad with dates. Like I probably wouldn't tell you the exact number of years, how everything was technically shut down, right? And anyway, she still has these boots, and it still reminds her of the beautiful times that she had in Afghanistan. And even though while the US was there for the past years, yeah, it was better than what it is now, but it still was not the same, right? Because they were trying to, by being there, they were trying to more or less control the situation so it doesn't go worse than it was actually was there already. But it's
But that's the thing about any like dictatorship regime, that like you see like Syria, it was like really cool country 30 years ago, and what happened after all these dictatorship years, and now this war, like it totally destroys the country. And that's the thing, people should rule. Like there is no way, it doesn't work. It doesn't work if you have like just one guy or a smart party of a guys like in China who tells everyone how to live and how to do their thing. No, it doesn't work.
Because power makes you go crazy, even though
Yes.
it can be the best guy ever, the most whatnot. I'm pretty sure that even if our president, right, like Zelensky, became the man of a power of one, it would just be as much of a fucked up of a story. That's why they're fighting for freedom of people, right?
There was a research that after 18 years of rulement, like any ruler goes nuts and goes to dictatorship. 18 years, it's like
Clearly in Russia, right? Like this is
Yeah.
the best showcase. The guy has been in power for what, 20
Yeah.
years, over 20 years,
Yeah,
22,
you
20.
have Muammar Gaddafi, you have Lukashenko, and so on and so on. Many examples through the years. I see people asking on the chat, is there any news ahead to share? Yes, we have some news. We finally agreed on an INO. Now we decide on allocation and how many NFTs we will sell and which thread. And I really hope that we will decide till Friday, but no. So next week you will see. That's the one thing. Also, we will have IEO.
Oh, guys, also please, like in terms of NFTs, tell us which, if you were to buy an NFT or a
Which thread?
rat, which NFTs would you want to buy? What are your favorites? Which ones do you like the most?
Yeah.
It would really like help us with our research on what people would like to see.
Yeah. Tell us. I see that 1,200 people watching us right now online. So yeah, it's totally enough. Tell us which thread should we start with, and also we agreed for IEO, basically sale of our token on BSC, and it will be announced really soon, and it will happen in around 3 weeks. So like for sure it will be October. So yeah, stay updated, and also we updated the game. So now, like before it was like just betting on the reds, and they changed their positions. And now if you go from a desktop, and that's the way it's much better to play a game. Like that's the way we expected our players to play. So on desktop it looks much better than on mobile. On mobile it still works okay, but desktop is just top. And on the background you see like alt and reds, and now they dynamically change their positions when they race. So yeah, go on games site and try it. It became much cooler. Okay, so that's for the news. I know it's cool. I know it's cool. We've been waiting for it for so long, and finally we are there. So yeah, I hope for INO, like 100% of the money we collect from INO and IEO we spend on a game and haters community development. Like we take zero to us. By the way, we already spent like $350 $350,000 on this project from our own money, myself and my partner, to do it. And next money we will collect from INO and IEO we will spend on 3D version of a game. Like it will be really cool. We already bought 4 licenses for Unity, and we have the developers, and I expect on November to start the development of this 3D game, and everything else will be spent on development of haters community, haters club, because I want it to be super massive. Then when next time we start such a hate attack, and for example we go for Iran and tell them what we think about like killing women in Iran, next day their president starts finding excuses for us to make us stop, because that's the idea behind this hater club. We can change things like easily in 2022 when everything is controlled by mass media and social media, and information spreads like this. That's what cool gang of haters can do. Okay, I propose better to get him. Yeah, Trump. Okay, keep proposing on the chat which thread should we go, and then we will calculate the results. And I propose we move to best tweets of the week. Yay.
I didn't look happy. I'm just gonna look happy.
You always look happy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, will it help with the first one?
Yeah, so I think when you copied it, it got a little fucked up. But technically what it is just eyes, nose, and a face with a gun.
Yeah.
So wind on a random girl's hijab. Wind. Okay, apparently I can't read, but anyway. So wind on a random girl's hijab. blows Iranian government, stands with a gun. It's actually quite funny, because it's just. Anyways.
Yeah, like to my like first when I heard about all this Iranian thing, like they killed a lady, like this vice police, I was pretty sure she was wearing bikini or something like this. But when I read that she was wearing hijab, they just saw like a piece of her hair and it's not allowed, and they killed her. Like what a fuck? Ah, that's way too much.
Okay, now I can't see the comment number 2 because the screen is a bit.
Oh yeah, the second one.
My screen is dirty.
Iran, more like Norristan. But maybe I'm too old. I don't really understand.
No rights stand.
No rights stand. Oh,
I read it. Yes, no rights stand. Perfect.
Yeah, totally right.
That's true. That's true. It took us a second though. But
yeah,
anyways.
like zero rights stand. Yeah, that's totally true. I like it. Jenny Kurila. Sounds like Ukrainian second name.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, good comment. We like it. Next one. Taliban and Iranian governments seize their power by force, so they should not be mad if it's taken from them, right?
Totally true.
I mean, true, but will it be? That's always exactly. Thank you. We don't know, but we hope. Comment number 4.
Okay.
Who could have guessed? Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I completely.
No problem. Who could guess that people until 22 do not want to be religiously limited and oppressed? Iranian Islamists didn't. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They didn't think a lot.
True.
They're just being radical, and that's it. That's what they can. Okay, number 5.
Welcome to Iran. Winter is soon, but it's gonna be really hot anyway from all the Molotovs. Yeah.
Hope so.
I actually don't think the winters there are that cold anyway, right? But anyways,
especially with Molotovs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all the
true.
And Molotov is like for people who is living in countries who had their revolutions in like far past. Molotovs is main weapon of the revolution. It's easy to do. You need like basically 5 components. You need a bottle. You need something to start it with. Then you need polypropylene. It's the small things you put in this. What's English for бескаркасная мебель?
How would I know?
It's like it's this polypropylene. It's like it's the thing you can build. You can buy in any like building store, and gasoline, and then it burns really good. And that's the funny thing. Like we are in Ukraine.
So from this mini DIY lesson, we know
mini
where
DIY lesson.
Yaroslav has been during all the like people versus government conflicts in Ukraine for the past 20 years. There we are. Thank you.
I did. I used to work in finance for whole of my life, but I did quite a few of Molotov cocktails, so I know how to do it pretty good. And basically, I had this sofa in my living room. And it was filled, like this sofa filled with these small balls, like this polypropylene. And half of my sofa went for Molotov cocktails when we have a revolution in Kiev. And that's the funniest thing about revolutions, because that's the main weapon, and that's the easiest weapon you need on the revolution. So now in Russia, Russia, they are slaves. They are not about revolutions, but they have Caucasus. And in these countries, they've been conquered one day by Russia. But the people there, they are different. They are not Russians. They are still have some balls. And I went to this Telegram chats of Dagestan people. It's one of the republics on Caucasus. And it's so funny. Like 20% of that chat are Ukrainians who help Dagestan people. Like, you know how to do cocktails? You know how to cover your body, your face from this gas police uses? We will tell you. We know all this stuff. We had like 3 revolutions in Ukraine in past 20 years. don't worry, here is all the instructions and so on. And it's so funny
So
to
can
me.
we just say, I think it's fair to say that Ukraine is a country of great bartenders.
Yay, that's true. My
Yeah.
wife has 2 bars, bartenders and cocktails. Like,
Everyone makes Molotovs, so like each one of them. So like, please guys, you're welcome. Come and join right after the war is done.
oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
oh yeah. And like as soon as the war ends in Ukraine, like really do visit. We have not that good exchange rate from US dollar. So if you are from any Western country with a nice exchange rate to US dollar, in Ukraine everything will seem like super cheap to you. And still, like as to my opinion, we have one of the best bars and restaurants in the whole Europe because competition in Ukraine is like super severe, and like in sense of service and like choice and everything, Ukraine is just amazing. So yeah, it's a
And
nice.
this is just a couple of reasons of why you should visit Ukraine. But in reality, there are a lot
A lot of
more.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
are
Ukraine is like
that.
super Asian country. In Ukraine,
Did
we
you
had
say super Asian? It's not super Asian.
ancient.
Okay, there it
Like
is. I was like, what? Why would you say that?
yeah, I studied in university, which was formed like university, like high school. It was formed before Russia, before Moscow was formed. We already had a university here in Kiev, like 400 years ago. So yeah, Ukraine is like, and Kiev especially is like super Asian city, and there are lots of things to see and amazing bars and cafes. So, and everything is not that expensive. So yeah, visit Kiev as soon as we win the war, or now. It's still more or less safe. I'm here, my kid is here, my wife is here, so not that bad. Okay, we're already 41 minutes online. We have almost 2,000 people watching us online. And I propose we move to tweet number 6.
Yes. So the moment when you actually want US troops to invade the Middle East again. Okay, this one is mean, but we like it because we also think that someone needs to intervene. If we're lucky enough, it's the people of Middle East. If we're not lucky enough, it will be someone else. But anyways, yes, it should be stopped. Someone should do something. Please, if you guys know what to do, write it in the comments below. We'll be really, really glad to hear some of your suggestions, and maybe we'll send our hating army to do so.
You know what is the funny thing? You can read this tweet number 6 from 2 totally different dimensions, because if it's written by some guy from Middle East, then it's totally one meaning, but it also could be written by some US Corps Marine who is sitting somewhere in Oklahoma. But yes, that's the right time, we should invade Middle East again. So,
Yeah, totally. Well, let's just hope that the guys that are watching
Yeah,
us
that's
are
true.
not on submarine. Okay.
okay,
Tweet
Iranian
number.
number 7.
Yeah, sure. Let's hope it's Iranians. Number 7. Iranian morality police should just find Jesus.
I vote for this.
Yes, it's a really good one. It's a really good
that's
one.
good. That's really good. Okay, number 8, Reggie Yan. Can you imagine beating a young girl to death? They're all gonna burn. Yeah, that's true. They will. It doesn't matter do they believe in hell or not, but Molotov cocktails. They all gonna burn.
True. There is a solution to any problem.
Simple and proven.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the cruelest and oppressing regimes is being burned in Iran. Russians, come on, your turn. As I said on Wednesday, slaves doesn't go on a protest. They are slaves. Like, meaning of their life is to be slaves. When government says you're not allowed to do anything, they say okay. And then government says, okay, now you have nothing, please go and die for Putin. They say, okay, if you ask us, we will. And that's what they're doing. So as to me, I don't expect Russia to go on a protest, and I'm 50% Russian, in a good way, if it can be said like this. But as I said, my mom is in Moscow, and I talk to her like once a month. No, Russians are not the nation who will go for a protest. They've been like in slavery for half a century. Like, how could they? They've been slaves in the Soviet Union. They've been slaves when they had a king. They've been slaves another 200 years.
In a way, you could say that they're also the victims of their history, because the history made them in a way that they are oppressed just within in their nature. Which doesn't excuse them, right? Because
it doesn't excuse.
Partially their fault, and they could do something with it, but you can't just say, oh, I am as I am, because you're not the way that you are, unless you don't do anything about it.
But you can always say, haha, pussy, as British people do.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's not, yeah. Someone is asking, yeah, I'm 100% Russian. My mom is from Moscow, and she is Russian. But I'm not like them. I'm like 100% Ukrainian. So yeah, don't worry. I've been on all of the protests we had in Ukraine, and I took part in all of our 3 revolutions. And that's the thing.
There's nothing that can make you more Ukrainian than this.
Yeah, being Ukrainian, it's not about your blood. It's about your choice. You can be Ukrainian even if you have like 100% Russian blood. If you can't stand what is your regime is doing and you fight it, then you are more Ukrainian than Russians. So it's about your choice, not about your blood. Okay, number 10. I propose, Nastya, you go with it.
Sure. By this point, I'm not even cheering for 2023. I'm scared of what's going to happen to top 2022. Which is really, really true, because remember how, I read this meme recently, it said okay, where can I find and read some news about COVID-19, because I actually need to relax. And it's so true, because shit, I don't know what's happening. I'm not even excited. This whole thing, this New Year's Eve is not going to be all about celebration. I'm just going to be dying with anxiety on my sofa.
Yeah, I have one more reason for anxiety. We had COVID, now we have Ukrainian-Russian war, and everyone is trying to scare people that it will become nuclear war. Then we have this monkey something virus, and now we have another thing. It always used to be in our world, but before that, it was 100 people in 10 years. And it's a disease which eats your brain, but 20 years ago it lived 20 years ago it was so rare because it was living only in water 30 degrees and above. But this summer, because of global warming and climate change, water in rivers went so warm that it spread it a lot, and it's 80 people only this year, comparing to another 100 in previous 10 years, and it will become more and more and more spreaded with each year of this global warming. And basically, it's a bacteria which eats your brain, and the only thing you have to do, you just swim in a river, and some water goes in your nose, and that's totally enough to have this bacteria eating your brain. So yeah, many news coming. But
excited.
That's in 16th century, 1/3 of Europe died from I have no idea what is the name of this disease in English, but you all know what I'm talking about. So yeah, every generation had some shit, Second World War, First World War, or just World War, many diseases. Half of South America died from diseases. It's not Spanish killed them. When Spanish returned with a nice army, 80% of their population was already dead, Aztecs and so on. So yeah, many crazy shit is happening. But now with all this TikTok, Telegram, YouTube, and so on, it spreads like in seconds instead of years on or even more. Because in 16th centuries, Aztec die, and you receive this news in like 10 years from a random guy in a saloon, and like bullshit, because it's just one guy saying it. And now you receive this news in 50 seconds or a minute, and you receive it from 10 really respected medias, and you're oh, that's serious. And you see a video, oh, live stream from revolution. And then yeah, that's the way information spreads now. And
I don't even know which one is healthier.
none. It's a part of evolution, so we'll get used. In 15 years or 20 years, they will be saying like, oh, in 2020s, it was such a calm time. Zero problems comparing to what is happening now.
Yeah, I mean, I wish these cool times are never gonna get cooler.
Yeah, I like some people say, oh, I don't want to have kids. I don't want to bring life to this crazy world. Such crazy things are happening. Yeah, but it's not the way it works. You do kids, and then it's their problem. You need someone young to fix it. And you're just living your best life. And we've been doing it for like 5,000 years, and it works.
So in case some of you didn't know, guys, the CEO of Hate Race is also giving part-time therapy sessions. So if you have anxiety or if you're struggling with future planning and whatnot, please write us in a Hate Race Telegram chat. We will answer all of your requests and pass on the fees for the sessions.
If you want, we can do like Tuesday live streams, and we will call it Hate Therapy. And I will just have a drink with you and give some nice advices how to don't give a fuck and live your best life. It's not that difficult, and it really works.
So if you have issues with your boss, we're gonna all hate your boss. Imagine how much of a support if like 5,000 people come in and hate your boss in a live show. Like that would be so awesome.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, it's really I really enjoyed talking to you, but I just remember we have another section in our live stream, and we already 52 minutes online, and we still have our news.
We can maybe skip it until the next time if we're over time. What do you guys say? If
Let's
you
do
were
just-
tired of us,
Let's do at least one. Let's do at least the one. News number 3.
yeah, I think no, wait, I think I like I don't know, number 2 or number 3. There was like one that was like really cool. I really liked it, but then pick one. Oh yeah, and by the way, which one do you vote for the best tweet? I definitely vote for number 7. The one with Jesus.
Fuck, I forgot about it. I vote for Jesus. I vote for Jesus.
This is actually the first time when we agree on a tweet that we like the most. So I think this is like a win.
Let's give 2 Horcruxes to the Jesus tweet.
Ludia Langlois. Perfect. Ludia Langlois, please contact us in Telegram group. We'll give you 2 Horcruxes.
Yeah, that's really good. I enjoyed it. Okay, and for the news, which one? Number 2 is called She Faked Her Kidnapping to Go Back to Her Ex. Now she'll get 18 months in prison. That's number 2. And news number 3. London YouTuber claims to have been London YouTuber claims to have been abducted by aliens and now fallen in love with one of them. Guys, write in the chat which news do you want to hear in details and discuss.
So
guys
I'll
being
tell
abducted?
and the second one, a woman lying or like pretending to be abducted by someone to her ex-boyfriend to take him back, which I think is a killer story. Like if one of my friends came to have like, I don't know, to a party or like to meet over for a glass of wine, and if she told me that she faked a kidnapping just to make her ex-boyfriend come back to her, I'd be like applauding her very loud.
I can
But
imagine
anyway,
it like the girl is sitting there after like it broke up and said like, "Oh, I have a genius idea. I will fake my kidnap. Oh, it will work. It will work for building a good, sustainable relation in the future." That's the way you do it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's do.
Anyways, yeah, I think people want to get the alien story, so
I
let's do the
propose.
alien.
I propose you go with number 2, and then I will go with number 3.
Okay, I'll just probably like quickly cut to the chase. So the woman faked her kidnapping to go back to her ex. Now she'll get 18 months in prison. That was the newspaper title. So Northern California mother of two, can you imagine? So she didn't only risk her life, she also risked like her kid's life. Was sentenced Monday to 18 months in prison for faking her own kidnapping so she could go back to her former boyfriend, which led to a 3-week multi-state search before she resurfaced on Thanksgiving Day in 2016. So Sherry Papini, her name was. She was 40 years old. She pleaded guilty last spring to go staging the abduction and lying to the FBI about it. As a part of a plea bargain, she's required to pay more than $300,000 in restitution. Probation officers and Papini attorney have recommended that she had spent a month in custody and 7 months in supervised home detention, while prosecutors wanted her to serve 8 months behind bars. Yeah, so I think that was a killer story. So basically she just wanted to get like more money and for her ex-boyfriend to feel guilty for her or something like that, I guess, to maybe stay with her kids. I don't know exactly the motivation, but apparently it has like something to do with her asking also for money to take like to so that the kidnappers would bring her home.
I guess the main reason behind all this story, you shouldn't listen to these audiobooks. You should read good books. Good books proven by time, and not these cheap detective novels after which you say, faking FBI, easy. I will fake my kidnapping, I will earn some money. Oh, they do it in books all the time. And when you read good books and you have something here, there is no way you do such a bullshit. If your relation is destroyed, said, fuck you, I will find a better one, or I will live on my own even better without all this bullshit. That's what you do instead of faking your kidnapping to be with a guy. Okay, the news number 3 with a London YouTuber who've been abducted by aliens and fallen in love with one of them. Oh, it's even funny to read a name of an article. Okay.
She also looks really funny. Like, you didn't get the pictures for this scene, but she also looks pretty funny.
1 second, I will Google it and I will show it to you. Okay, first the news. Bored by the pandemic and unimpressed by the offering on Earth, Bella explains that she was joked online about wanting an alien to abduct her. Before long, she began to have dreams of a white light. And then on May 21st, Bella says she heard a voice in her dream. It commanded her to wait in an unusual spot. What a clear command. Bella had never heard the voice before, and yet she says she knew what it meant. Oh my god, it's like, oh. 1 second. I will do it. You used to it. Sophia calls it's our style. When we fuck up the stream and we do everything online. Yeah, I call it our vibe.
Yeah. There she is.
Yeah.
She looks like the alien girlfriend, right? Like
she looks like a drag queen.
Okay, maybe not that harsh, but but like the whole hairstyle is just like, it looks like 2 antennas, so she could connect with the with face better. Is that what you call her boyfriend?
That's her boyfriend from a dream.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, nice guy.
yeah, I was just about to say, like if I eat way too late, if my dinner is late, I also get those like weird voices and like nightmares in my sleep. So maybe she just like ate a lot.
And they also
as well.
say go to unusual spot, and it's the same moment. Oh, unusual spot! I know where it is.
Don't you have those unusual spots?
If someone will tell me go to unusual spot, the first thing I would ask, what the fuck? Where should I go?
Man, if I knew where was the unusual spot, I'd never be here.
Yeah, it's never the place you are the first you're thinking of. Okay, we have 2,000 people watching this stream. Thank you guys for being with us. It's our pleasure, and I want to believe it's also yours. Please like this stream. It makes me happy. Like, I know it's Friday and I'm here with you instead of being in a bar with my friends. And Nastya, she's here with you and with her dog. Yeah, we've been having fun, but you will make us having even more fun if you like it and subscribe. And even more if you will send this link to your friend. Because the more haters we have, the more impact we can do. And the more Iranian governments or any other dictatorships we can go and say, fuck you dickheads, that's the wrong thing you are doing. You agree?
I really agree. I'm just concerned that YouTube is going to bang us for the amount of swear words we're going to give. But
that's life.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, it's already going down to...
No, every time I create a stream, they ask me, is this the content for kids? And I say, no. So it's fine.
Okay, then we're good. Then we're good.
Very
That's
good.
perfect.
Okay, guys, have a nice Friday. Thank you for being with us. We really like it. It was a really cool stream. See you next Friday.
Thank you. Bye.